So what groups of people and businesses and organizations in Australia should be mostly aware of these dangers and try to do something?
Look, pretty much anyone that has a computer that's connected to the internet that uses it for work. And too many people don't update their operating systems or don't have adequate antivirus protection and internet security software on their computers or their mobile phones. And so hackers, be they in China or be they elsewhere, exploit these gaps, these vulnerabilities, not to gain access to the computer per se, but to use the computer as a conduit into other networks that have far more valuable information. So if you're working from home for a company, Chinese hackers can get into your computer and then get into your company's networks and extract useful information. So really it's critical to maintain and update your technology and your antivirus and your internet security systems.
Now, what makes up China's hacker army are threefold. There's military, there's authorized, which includes the Ministry of State Security and the Public Security Bureau of this APT 40 would be a part of. And then there's civilian, which is much murkier and probably more dangerous. We're talking about businesses, investors, civilians. So how should we counter, this hacker army, which by traditional conservative estimates may be up to 100,000 at least?
Look, this is just part of China's approach to what it calls unrestricted warfare, where it uses all aspects of state power, including the civilian population, to wage, if you want to call it, people's information warfare. And it uses hacker groups as convenient non-state actors that it can exploit and mobilize. And these hacker groups can then work on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party to achieve CCP goals and objectives. What we need to do is work together as a nation and also work together with international partners and allies to counter these groups. And that means we need to invest in effective cybersecurity measures nationally and regionally to identify and defeat such groups. But I also think naming and shaming does help. It's not going to stop the hacker attacks, but it does shine a spotlight on them rather than giving them the benefit of anonymity.
I was trying to get a sense of Australia's cybersecurity ranking or preparedness. How would you rate it?
I rate it highly. I mean, we've got the Australian Signals Directorate, which is highly effective in terms of tracing these groups, identifying them, monitoring them. And remember, when these groups are hacking, we're gathering intelligence on them. So it provides an intelligence opportunity for us to actually understand what they're doing, where they are, who they are. And I think that obviously we wage a defensive battle. We have offensive capabilities as well, but it's primarily defensive in our approach. And ultimately, that is an effective capability for the nation. But it will be more effective if we can work with international partners to actually have a regional response to China rather than just simply a national response.
Malcolm, how can we get people to be more aware of these dangers and, to, I guess, foster this culture of cybersecurity without, I guess, fear-mongering or getting people into a panic?
Look, I think it's just common sense. If you have a mobile device, if you have a computer at home, which everyone does, then make sure it's properly equipped with cybersecurity software. So Norton's Internet Security or various different other brands that basically can help protect your network and just make it more difficult for a hacker to gain entry, and then from your computer gain entry to your work network. And I think so at the individual level, at the organizational level, it's just really important to inculcate a proper sense of cybersecurity and why it's vital that you protect your information.
Thank you so much for your time. Malcolm
Thank you.
Davis from ASPI.